Assalamu alaikum everyone. Inshallah you are all doing good today. Uh, Today is a very serious topic, a very frustrating topic, and it concerns Israel and what it has been doing for the past year and what it has been doing in Lebanon recently and attacking Yemen as well. And Allah knows who they're going to attack next. But they're killing a lot of people in Lebanon right now. And they're not going to stop. They took down Hassan Nasrallah, but the leader of Hezbollah, but they will keep going. And the US, of course, is not doing anything about it. In fact, they are cheering them on and saying, yes, we are happy that you're killing their leaders. Yeah, they are terrorist organizations, blah, blah, blah. And then you have US officials going, oh, well, we don't really agree with what they're doing. Oh, it's too aggressive. Oh, it's not conducive to a peaceful resolution, blah. And oh, we would not do that if we were in their place. And yet they're more than happy for them to do what they're doing. And, there's one simple explanation for this. I call it good guy syndrome. And in good guy syndrome, it's like nice guy syndrome, but a bit different. Nice guy syndrome is when a person does something really nice. That person does some nice things for people. They try to please people as much as they can, and they expect those people to do the same back for them. But when they don't, that person will get really mad and upset and resent them and all that stuff. But this is different. With good guy syndrome, it's you're not doing something to please others or anything like that. If anything, it's the opposite. You are doing a lot of bad things to other people, like almost like your actions are evil. And but you would justify your actions by saying, oh no, I'm the good guy. So there's a difference between nice guy and good guy. And this applies to the US from way before. They have a very dark history, the US, that they don't like to share with their own citizens even. One example, of course, is when in Oklahoma, there was Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a massacre of a town full of black people, and it was nicknamed Black Wall Street in the early 1920s because of it was full of successful black business people. And the white people nearby they were jealous, and that they were more successful than them, and they wiped them out. They destroyed them. They massacred them. But the only way a lot of Americans found out about this was in a TV show, a fictional TV show, which is incredible, really. But let's go back to the present right now. And for the present, of course, many of American officials and even some evangelical Christians, the pro-Zionist people, they believe that, and some of the Orthodox Jewish community too, they believe that Israel can do no wrong, that Israel is right to do all that it's doing, because if it doesn't do what it's doing, then Israel will get attacked. Like you have to escalate to de-escalate. If you do enough damage, they will fear doing anything to you, like fear doing anything to you in return. I mean, what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? I mean, anytime Israel is attacked, it's because it's out of self-defense. Like it's out of the ones that are attacking Israel, they have no choice because they are being attacked by Israel. They are being occupied by Israel. I mean, the main reason that Israel is attacking all the time is because it gives it a, you know, whenever there's a battle or they get people to evacuate, like they are forcing people that they are attacking to leave, and then they come and take their land. This has happened for so long now, and a lot of people fail to see this, to see the logic behind what they're doing. It's not incidental. It's not collateral damage. Oh yeah, these innocent people got caught in their collateral damage. No, it's not. They purposefully attack innocent civilians, hoping that those that defend those civilians, or even the civilians themselves, would fight back. And this would supposedly give them legitimacy for doing even more damage, to the point that those civilians have to leave, and then they would come in and put a military base there and go, okay, this is our land now, we're going to secure and defend it, because if we don't do that, if we don't do that, that's the victim strategy here. If we don't do that, this will happen to us. Poor us. With our bunkers, we hide in our bunkers while our missile defense system, our most amazing missile defense system, shoots down rockets that, you know, they're not that great in the first place. But yeah, poor us. Oh God, it's sickening, honestly. Honestly, like, my honest opinion, I believe that the US government knows fully well what Israel is doing. And like, they know the strategy. I believe that even with like, even though not everyone in the US government is a fully fledged Zionist, money and power is what keeps them, is what gets them to support Israel's ideology. So money from the pro-Zionist groups, uh, of course, they would donate lots of money for their campaigns, these officials' campaigns, election campaigns. And if they don't get behind what Israel wants, then they're replaced by somebody else. It's as simple as that. So these officials, they fear losing power. That's one aspect of it. That's one aspect. So there isn't, of course, they could try and give some excuse or whatever. Oh, I'm doing so much good for my community. I can't, like, it's just, I have to let this happen in order for me to stay in power. I mean, to stay serving my community. Yeah, okay, sure. But the other aspect is, of course, there are a lot of supporters of the evangelical Christians, the pro-Zionist movement, that would also not want to vote for you. And there are some crazy people out there too. So you got some politicians, they might be fearing for their lives as well, depending on where they live, of course, depending on how strong support for Israel is in some parts of the US. Uh, Now, regarding regarding why the US would want greater Israel to happen, there's definitely some truth to that. That the US has no issue with anything Israel is doing, and that's because Israel is attacking the right people. Yeah, Israel is attacking Yemen, who the US hates. You know, the Houthis. It's attacking Lebanon, Hezbollah. US hates Hezbollah. Attacking Hamas. US hates Hamas. Attacking Iran. US hates Iran. All those groups that the US hates, of course, Israel convinced them to hate them. Like, Israel and their billionaire supporters, and the blackmail that the Israel, oh, that's the other aspect that I'm thinking about, really, that there's a lot of blackmail involved. There were actually some famous celebrities, or B-list actors or whoever. There are some celebrities out there that would talk about how Israelis would try and get them to do some things on video or something. Some things that you could say are kind of illegal, and the lucky ones would say no before anything happens, before they get compromised, before any of this information gets out to them, and they tell them, oh, we got some bad stuff on you, and if you don't listen to us, we're going to publish this. So this definitely applies to American officials. I mean, you look at Anthony Blinken, for example. He keeps saying, oh yeah, I've been trying to speak with Benjamin Netanyahu, and he says, like, he would lie and say, oh, he's willing to listen, or he said, oh, he'll try, or oh no, but then, oh, my hands are tied. Now, how are Netanyahu's hands tied? Basically, he'd be telling Blinken that, oh, I got people in my coalition that are even worse than me, and they will kick me off if I don't try to do, what I'm doing right now, which is to destroy our enemies completely, unequivocally, or whatever. But destroying your enemies in what? Like, you're always trying to destroy your enemies, and yet an idea never dies. Hamas, they could get replaced with a different name, they're still going to keep going. Same with Hezbollah. It could be a different name in the future, but resistance is always there. Doesn't matter what country you're in. If that country is occupied by another country, they're going to resist them. So anyone that occupies another country, they aren't the good guys. Doesn't matter if their God tells them that, oh, they have the right to take over this land and kill any non-insert religion, like non-whatever, like, oh yeah, if they're not Jewish, you could kill them and take the land that you're chosen to live on, or chosen people, blah blah BS. But of course, as I was mentioning, the US would be very happy for Greater Israel to happen, because it would be like a favor for the US that, oh yeah, if Israel can take over the parts of that land, hey, even Saudi Arabia, yeah, even Mecca, Medina, there are people within the Orthodox Jewish, the Zionist Jewish communities in Israel, that they would say, oh yeah, and including the non-religious Zionists as well, of course, all the Zionists. They would claim that, oh yeah, this land, from parts of Lebanon, Syria, even parts of Egypt, supposedly in the northern part, Saudi Arabia, parts of that, even Mecca, Medina, maybe parts of Jordan as well. All of that belongs to Israel, Greater Israel. So, oh, what, you're gonna wipe out the entire region, the entire Middle East region, so you could finally be safe and achieve the dream of a Greater Israel? I mean, I'd say a lot of people in the US government, though, would be happy about that. So there are three different reasons for why US government officials would support Israel. First of all, the money, the power. We need that power. We need that money so we could keep supporting our community. Yeah, right. No, you just want the money, pal. The other one is blackmail. They're afraid. Oh, we're so afraid. They have some dirt on me. Oh, if they put this dirt out there, if they put stuff about me out there, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. So no, I have to listen to what they want. I have to blindly clap like a seal, like a seal, like a monkey, like a seal. I'm clapping. Or Netanyahu does a speech about killing all these terrorists, including the women and children. And the third one, there are those that are true believers, like Joe Biden. He's not running for re-election. Yeah, figures. But he's a Zionist. He's a full-blown Zionist, and there are others like him, like the Republican leader of the House, Mike. Mike something. Mike, yeah, I forgot the guy's name. He's not that important, to be honest. But many Republicans and even some Democrats, they are full-blown Zionists that believe that Israel is doing what's intended in their religion, and you should follow that. And because it's their birthright. They are the chosen ones, and the Arabs living on that land, well, they could step aside. They could step aside there, or die. So they could leave, and of course, some Zionists try to humanize it all and go, hey, you know what? Let the other Arab nations take them in. Yeah, I mean, let the Gulf region, not other whatever, you know, why not? Why not? Let's have a little humanitarian thing, because let's make it into a humanitarian cause where we rescue, like they rescue their brothers and sisters, because Hamas, yeah, it's their fault. Hezbollah, it's their fault, yeah. That's a very extremely weak argument, though, because these people have been living there for centuries. So, but anyway, enough about that particular argument. Always, though, what Israel has been doing, it's always going to consider itself the good guy, because the Israelis have been brainwashed. They've been indoctrinated into believing since at a very young age. Sorry for the roosters. I'm sitting in a village in Indonesia, and there's chickens everywhere. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, this one is really loud. Sorry about that. So yeah, many Israeli Jews, they've been brought up to believe that Arabs, Muslims, Palestinians, their neighbors in all of the Middle East, that they all want to kill the Jews. They all hate the Jews. The bloodthirsty monsters, and any child, any baby, Palestinian baby that dies, is one less Palestinian monster growing up. So that's why it's very easy for the Israeli community to believe as they do, and for a lot of them to ignore what's actually going on in social media, because they've been brainwashed into becoming true believers like that, into becoming fanatics. And it's sickening, and it's very ironic that they think that Palestinians are like that, even though they are the ones that are like that. So that's good guy syndrome, that you are brainwashed completely into believing, oh, you know what, it doesn't have to necessarily be that. It's, you give yourself an excuse, so many excuses for why you justify all the bad stuff that is happening, especially when it comes to people being killed, innocent people being murdered. That's the word, murdered. They're being killed with intent. you know I've told a few people in my in my group, a few friends, family, about wanting to do these kind of videos, and I just started doing this. I'm new to this, and they're scared for me. They're nervous for me. They would tell me, I'm not gonna say my name, Sesame Zuzu. That's but they would be worried about me and say, hey, be careful about what you say. But how can I be careful about what I say when it's the truth? It's the truth what is happening. We should not be afraid of telling the truth, because it matters telling the truth. If you're going to pretend that everything that's happening is not happening for the reasons that I'm saying, then you're sleeping under a rock. Yeah. So we have to be vigilant. We have to keep calling them out for what they're doing, for what Israel especially is doing, and what the US and even the few other countries that are helping with Israel are doing. And they are supporting something that should not even be happening in the first place. But Allah will decide what will happen to them, to those that are committing such massive atrocities. Allah will decide. If not in this dunya, in this life, then in the next. in the next they will get what's coming for them, inshallah. Thank you for watching, everyone, and take care of yourselves as always.